We had two choices for Coach's Choice this season. You want to start with the first one?
Yes. Rebecca Santiago. We gave her Coach's Choice. You know, I've seen her swim since 6th grade, and she's really grown as a swimmer, and she's gotten so much more courageous this year because she took on the 200 IM. She started taking that on last year, but she really dove into it this year, and that's a very tough event. And she also swims the breaststroke, and every meet she progressed.
Yeah, she struggled with one part during her 200 IM. She struggled with her transitions because the 200 IM, it's all 4 strokes, and the transitions can be tricky because you can get disqualified if you don't do that transition properly.
Right.
And she didn't let that discourage her. She just worked and worked and worked at getting it right, and the excitement that we saw in her when she finally got it, and not only got it, but now she was able to do it quicker, and it was an awesome experience to watch her just from the beginning of the season, like, you know, she was doing it last season, but from the beginning of this season to say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to succeed and I'm not going to let anything get in my way. That was awesome. So our second one was Caroline Spivey. So this, we had a unique experience with Caroline this season because she came on the team ready to go, gung-ho, just wanted to swim, and she's a very athletic person. So we were excited to see where that would go. And she ended up having a shoulder injury, which kept her from competing the entire season. And there's so many swimmers or just athletes in general that when you get an injury, you're just, that's it. You sit out. She came to every single practice and found ways to accommodate, make the practices so that she could just kick, or found ways to work through the practice that wasn't using her arms. She didn't get to compete in any of the meets, but she came to all the meets to support the team. She totally deserves something for, you know, how much effort she put into being on the team, even though she was injured and struggling.
Yeah, spunky is how I would describe Caroline. And she's the kind of person where you don't have to say, you know, you got to push a little harder. She's the kind of person you have to say, okay, back up. You're going to hurt that shoulder. We don't, you know, because she could have easily said, you know what, next season, because it happened so early in the season. But she didn't. You want to go first?
Coach's Choice for the boys, we chose Jackson Pearson. We were excited. We had a lot of soccer players come out for swim this season. And it was an awesome experience to have them all on the team. They were great. And Jackson just stood out because he had this ability to focus and show attention and really show you that he was listening and paying attention while you were talking all the time. It was this eye contact, this just, you knew he was listening, and not just listening, comprehending.
I would agree. It's like a liveliness in his eyes. Very alert, always respectful.
Yes.
You know, he's so good at giving us eye contact and listening to what we're saying, and then if anyone missed what we said was what they were supposed to do for the workout, he could fill them in. He could let them know what was going on. And always smiling, really kind, got along with everyone. Just such a great guy.
And a really hard worker.
Let's go back to the ladies and let's talk about total release. Total release on the ladies' side.
So we had 2 for this as well. And our first one is Susanna Serbian. So Susanna, she's another one that just gives 100%. She's a very athletic person. This was her first year with our team. I think she had some swimming experience before, but this was her first year with our team. And the effort that she put into it, the just ready to get in there and tackle whatever we gave her.
She would push herself to be proficient in what she was doing. She would, you know, and she's very respectful.
Yes.
I loved, when I think of Susanna, I always think of, yes, coach. I love that. I love that about her.
Coach.
Just really enthusiastic, yes, coach. I mean, this is what you can do. Yes, coach, I can do that. You know, and I just love that. Love that about her. She's so awesome. So awesome. We have another total release. We have Ella Quigley. Yeah, she's really passionate about swimming. You know, and when she first started, she was just swimming with us, I believe, and then she became a club swimmer and really took it to a more serious level and just very passionate about it. This is more about her character, and I want to tell this story because it really stood out to me. At regionals, she was disappointed with her times, and she worked so hard. She did a really good job, but she was disappointed in her times, and then another swimmer, she was encouraging the other swimmer, who's a friend of hers, to do something a little differently with her event that was coming up, and I was so proud of her how she took the focus off of herself, put it on someone else, and her encouragement helped the swimmer exceed at what she was doing, and she just really got great times for what she was doing, and she was so excited for her. So I thought, what selflessness, how she took the focus off of what happened with her, and she was so excited for someone else. I absolutely love that. That just stayed with me, you know.
Total release for the boys, we chose Evan Crawford. He was another soccer player trying out the swim team. I don't think he'd ever swam competitively
he
before.
may have had some lessons or something. I don't know, but he was pretty new to the strokes, I think. He caught on quick.
It was his excitement for swim, and I mean, I wish I could really explain it. Just the feeling that we'd get when we were on the deck with him, and
energy.
It was just, it came off of him, this energy, and how excited, and he just wanted to do better, and he wanted to push himself and see how far he could go. He succeeded. He swam so fast, and the excitement, and just he'd get out of the pool and the smile and the hugs, and oh my gosh, it was something.
To make it to regionals for an individual event, his first year swimming, that's
extraordinary.
that is. That's big. Okay, we picked Cameron Kistner. Yeah, Cameron, he's amazing.
Yes. Another soccer player.
Another soccer player. And he also was one of the people that was willing to do the 200 freestyle for districts, so he was being flexible and adaptable. He has like this Jesus-like gentleness and kindness about him. That's how I kind of put it. And it's across the board. It's with everyone. It's not just certain people. And he just, I just love how he is with everyone with that. And then at devotions, we did devotions on Fridays, and we always went a half an hour over the time we really had. So it was up to them if they wanted to leave at 7 or 7:30. I was so amazed at how many swimmers actually stayed till 7:30. And Cameron was always so involved and had great feedback, questions. I could just see he wanted to grow in his love for Christ, and it was just so beautiful.
Yeah, I had a couple swimmers come up to me after the devotionals that would say, just talk about how Cameron really had some awesome words of wisdom while they'd be discussing.
Wow.
So, yeah, just seeing that and seeing that he has that light in him.
Good.
I'll let you do
Okay.
this.
Abby Rickman is mighty inspired. She's sunshine on a rainy day.
She is. Yep, she's a little ray of sunshine. She really is.
She is. Joyfulness is how what I think of when I think of Abby. She has this uplifting exuberance that she gives off, and I love that. And it's with anyone. It's not anyone particular. It's with all people. And she even tried to get, she would try to get the team to bond together outside of swim also. She would plan events. I would see in Group Me where she would plan events that they would do beforehand. And I loved how she did that.
And just see, the smile every time.
Encourager.
Yeah,
She's
I
an
just
encourager,
always think
too.
about when she'd be in the pool and just that smile looking up at you, and it was just a light coming out of her.
Yeah, you could see it in her.
Her little sunshine.
Yeah, little sunshine.
So we have two men of valor. Griffin Tietzel is one of our men of valor, and very deserving.
Yes.
For Griffin. Griffin, we were talking about him, and one of the big words is humble for him. Just a very humble. He was one of our team captains this season, and the way he led and just his exuberance for the team, it was unmatched. It really was. He was our swimmer that he would swim the 500 freestyle, which is the distance, very long and hard. And then he would jump right into the
200
free relay.
He did not want to lose his position on that relay team. It was on the A team, and that's following it, and he would still progress at his 500 and with his 50 with the relay. He would progress at it. So the words I think of with him are enthusiastic, motivating, and unstoppable. Yeah.
Who's your other man of valor?
Well, that would be Charlie Caparaso.
Look at that. Profit, I tell you.
And Charlie is so loyal to whatever sport he's in. You know, he loves multiple sports, and swim is probably not his top, is it?
It's not.
It's not. But you would think it is. Whatever sport he's in, you would probably think, oh, that must be his top sport, because he's so loyal to it and gives his all in what he's doing. He's not boastful about it at all, you know, he's got great leadership skills. He really does. It's really, really beautiful.
Our Lady of Valor is Anna Jo Gullickson.
Woohoo!
So she, another swimmer, very humble.
Yes.
And she was a leader by example. She
Yes.
wasn't a very outspoken, loud person. She's a very quiet, subdued type of person, but she would always lead by example. Any workout we gave her, she was in the pool doing it, and if somebody needed some help with something, she was willing to help them with it. She was the swimmer at the end of practice. Coach, is there anything I can do to help? There were so many examples of how her leadership was shown, and not in a blatant way, but in a more subdued way, but a way that was noticeable.
I'd say she's like a quiet, shining light. Yeah.
Then we have one more guy that we just had no idea what to do with.
Yes.
It's a good one.
So
This is a unique being on the planet. So let's talk about it. We for this, we invented an award.
yes,
The winner of the first Barnabas Award is
Nano Chan. What you just said right there, unique, and a unique role in the team, and he needed a unique award. He has been swimming, I don't even know how long. Swimming is, you can tell, swimming is his life. That's his passion. He loves swimming. He would come as a mentor to the other swimmers, because he's kind of, you know, he's there. He's got so much skill, and we felt that his role in the team could be,
well,
more as a mentor,
Sure.
just because he would come and work with them, with all the swimmers.
you know, you can be very skillful at something and knowledgeable at something, but if you don't have the teaching skills, then you're not going to be able to succeed at teaching others. He has all three.
Yeah.
He's skillful, knowledgeable, and he's able to teach.
Yeah.
And they would always walk away with, you know, Nano just taught me to do this, and it makes such a difference. And, you know, and he said, well, what's your goal? And I said, it's this. And he's like, oh, no, you can exceed that. He's such an encourager.
Thanks, Coach Nielsen and Coach Caparaso, for a fantastic swim season. And now, Centurion of the Year nominee golfer, Cannon Claycomb.
Hi everyone, my name is Cannon Claycomb. I just graduated from Circle Christian in the fall. I was there for 3 years. I played basketball and golf and tennis. And I moved down to Florida my freshman year from Kentucky, and the Centurion family really made me feel at home, and they made me feel welcome, and I can't thank everyone enough. Some special shout outs. I'd like to thank Coach Scott Richardson, head coach of the men's golf team. He was very instrumental in my process going through high school, and he definitely helped me get to college and get to play college golf at Alabama. And we've stayed in close touch since, and he's been a very big part of my journey. But yeah, everyone at Circle Christian, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome, and I'm very proud to be a Centurion.
So
Yeah.
let's talk awards. We'll start with the ladies. So Sean, tell me about your coach's choice.
Coach's choice. I actually had 2 coach's choices.
Nice.
First one I'll start with is the elder statesman in Alex. She got coach's choice. She's always steady, dependable scorer for us. One of the leaders on the team, being the oldest player on the team, she's definitely one that we fall back on for leadership purposes as well. And so that's the reason that I gave her a Coach's Choice Award.
Second coach's choice.
Second Coach's Choice actually went to one of our youngest players in Bella. Bella actually had the best second day at the state tournament for us on the entire team. And when she was there is when our team was able to compete on a full scale. So her scores really contributed tremendously to the team.
Well, we actually had 2 as well. One of those is Cole Chastain, is a junior, and probably had to do with as much as his dependability. Not only does he make a point and priority to be at everything we have, but he works a lot at his game so that he is a contributor in each match. A second one was for Cooper Claycomb. And Cooper is a freshman, but that's his second year of playing varsity. And as far as the coach's award, again, there's I want to make a ranking across all the players in the whole state. And Cooper, all season, was either ranked number 1 or number 2 of all freshmen in the state of Florida. So just not only a valuable commodity now, but the future is going to be very, very bright for him.
Sean, who'd you pick for total release?
For total release, I went with Abigail Fernandez. Abigail had the best improvement during the season from the beginning to the end. Her scoring average came down the most. So that's the reasoning behind giving her the total release element.
She put in the work.
She did, and it paid off.
On your side, Coach?
That would be senior Nathan Michaels. Nathan is an interesting story in that his background is in baseball and competitive skateboarding. So he has competed, but not in golf. He picked it up later. My main regret with Nathan is I wish we had had a couple more years. So he only started playing competitive golf at all as we started his junior year of high school. So to go fast forward and for him to not only be competing on one of the best teams in the state, but also to be a contributor that could be counted on, huge leap from where he started a year ago compared to where we finished the season.
Last one that would be we'll start with Lady of Valor. Tell me about your Lady of Valor.
Lady of Valor this year is Kaylee. Kaylee really improved her game and stepped up to be the leader on the team as a scoring side of things, as well as stepping up in some leadership roles on occasion as well. I was really impressed with her ability to improve her game and get it to the level of where she got it over the off season. And like I said, she was able to always be one of that top scorers for our team, that solid, I know what she's going to bring to the table, and always leading on the scoring side of things.
And I think we saw it with Kaylee. You didn't mention her last name, Kaylee Amuso. We saw it probably at the first practice of the season. It was like, wow, the swing has improved. It is ready to score. And all she did was prove us right as the season went on.
On the guy's side, you Man of Valor.
That would be Cannon Claycomb. Cannon, we've had a lot of talent that's come through Circle. And with this season, he holds 3 of the low 5 scoring averages meaning his sophomore, junior, and senior year. Those 3 years are 3 of the 5 lowest scoring averages in school history. He is the Orange County Player of the Year, recognized by the Sentinel, and this is the second time in 3 years he's has that. And with the state's ranking system, he is the #1 ranked player in Florida. So wasn't a real hard decision when you look at that. And something we had talked about before is his leadership within the team, his encouragement of other players, his desire for his whole team to excel, just rounds out the rest of the attributes for the award.
Thank you, Coach Scott and Coach Sean, for the great season in boys and girls golf. For those of you that weren't aware, both Scott and Sean Richardson are actually going to be retiring from their coaching responsibilities this year. Scott has been with the program for the last 21 years, and Sean has been with the girls team for the last 12 years. While they are retiring from their coaching duties, Scott is still going to be sticking around, and so Michael's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think we're going to call him Coach Emeritus or something grand like that. You can't have a Scott Richardson around for as long as you have and not know that he impacts the program, not just internally, but externally. And so we look forward to the fact that Scott is still going to be with us. He's already set up half of the schedule, is working on the rest, and is working on several of the tournaments that are key to Circle Golf. And so we look forward to Scott's new role and the flexibility that he'll have to be able to kind of hang out with those 3 grand boys of his. I think he's going to have a sweet deal both ways.
So the next Centurion of the Year that we're going to introduce to you now is bowler, state runner-up her senior year, Grace Brigham.
My years at Circle have been absolutely incredible, especially being a part of an amazing bowling team. I'd like to thank Coach Howe, my teammates throughout the years, all the bowling families, my teachers, coaches, my family, and most of all, God. You have all helped make me who I am today, and for that I'm extremely grateful.
looks like we had a great season, a strong season, and good performances. So tell me, on the boys' side, who was your coach's choice?
My coach's choice was one of my younger players. He's new to the team. He's not new to bowling by no means. He has a very good reputation around the country as one of the elite 7th graders in the country. But he is new to Circle Christian School and new to the team concept. He brings some skills to the team that help us because of the fact he's a left-hander. Being a left-hander, there's not many left-handers in our sport. So he has pretty much that whole side of the house to himself, and nobody really messes with his lineage and stuff like that, so he's able to keep his line much better. And because of that, his scores are very well. He's averaged almost 200, during the season, just a little over 200 for matches. But when we went to state, he shot some awesome scores as the individual qualifier and qualified in the top 16 and finished in the top 16 his first year out as a 7th grader.
Wow.
So
Dylan
Murray is my coach's choice.
How about the ladies' side?
Ladies' side, the coach's choice goes to a young lady who is fairly new to the team. She is working on improving her skills. And this year when she came back, it was awesome to see that she had stepped up her game by almost 20 points a game. Average, 20 points a game, which is pretty impressive whenever you start to get up into the higher score levels to be able to come back that much. And that really worked to our advantage because of the fact that she helped carry the team whenever Ainsley was recovering from her back injury. But the pinnacle of the whole season was in the state playoffs. She qualified as one of the top 16 girls to go into the individual rank. And she wound up going all the way to the end and had to bowl one of our other players for 2nd and 3rd. And she took 3rd place her first year in the state individual. So a 3rd place finish for Macy Barber, our coach's choice, is an awesome award. My total releaser for the boys was a gentleman who's been on the team for 6 years. He started as a 7th grader, never really bowled before. He slowly developed his skills, but he really didn't have that bug in bowling. So he bowled the 3 months that we bowled, and he would take the next 9 months off, and then come back at the next season and bowl again. So because of that, he kind of always was right on that bubble of making the last player of the starting team, on the JV team. But for his senior year, he wanted to really put some time, energy, and effort into it. And his off season, he committed to seeking some coaching and putting a lot of time on the lanes. And when he came back this year, it really showed because his scores were a lot better, much better than he'd ever been. He was now within that starting lineup range the majority of the season, and he was a very good contributing factor to the team. So my total release goes to Gabriel Perez. My total release on the ladies is a young lady who's bowled on the team for 4 years. She's had to follow some big shoes because she has 3 other sisters who bowled on the team, and she is the final child of 5 kids from that family that bowled on our team. Unfortunately, when she entered the season, her back was bothering her because she'd hurt it and just before the season started, and it took almost half the season for her to really get to where it did not bother her to bowl. And then once it did, she really worked hard to start improving her scores because that layoff where you're still bowling, but you're not bowling correctly, her skill level just wasn't up there. But towards the end of the season, when we really needed her to step up her game, as we got into the district and into the state, she really performed well and helped our team do very well in overall as far as the team finishing in the top 6 in the state. So my total release for the girls is Ainsley Chambers. Mighty in Spirit for the boys. Again, he's one of my younger guys. He's the 2nd year on the team. He's very good as far as his skill level. He actually led the boys team in average. He had a high average of 205 for his matches, and he had a 197 for his season. So, but he's kind of a quiet guy. Doesn't say a whole lot, but he's very competitive. And but he's also a team player because he'll do whatever the team needs. He'll play if you need him to play. He'll sit if you need him to sit. He has enthusiasm, love for the game, and you're going to see some great things of him come in the next few years as he plays for Circle and hopefully maybe does some state championships or district championships, stuff like that. But my total release, Mighty in Spirit for the boys goes to Rhodey Barber.
talk to me about your Lady of Valor. We'll go ladies first this time.
Lady of Valor, it's a young lady who I've known since she was 4th grade. So that's when I first met them. Their parents came to a circle fundraising sports thing where we were trying to introduce bowling to get players. And she came out to bowl as a 4th grader, but she wasn't eligible because you have to be at least 6th grade to bowl. So come 6th grade, she was back, ready to go. And she's bowled with this team for 7 years. She's our first 7-year player. She is the last player from our girls team to be part of the 2015-2016 national and state championship. But this year, she's really blossomed because it being her final year, she's kind of stepped into that leadership role now because all the other people who were ahead of her are gone, and she really took that upon her. She led the entire team with a 204 average for the season, and she finished match average with a 210. But she saved her best for last. When she went to the district, she shot a 714 for qualifying, which put her into the state tournament as an individual. And in an individual, she qualified in the top 16 and eventually went on to beat Macy Parker, our 3rd place player, and became the 2nd place player for the state of Florida for this year. So our Woman of Valor goes to Grace Brigham. Man of Valor, I picked a senior because this is his 3rd year with us. He has been a good bowler, been steady, not spectacular, but he's been steady. But since he's not going to a college where he's going to be able to use his bowling skills for his degree, this is pretty much his last hurrah. So he worked extremely hard in the off season to get his consistency better, to become a leader so that he could be everything you want in a senior, to be a leader on the team and be a contributor to the team. And it showed when he first came into the season. His scores were much better than what they were from last year. He led the team at the beginning of the season with averages, and then eventually towards the end he dropped down a couple, but he was still in the top group. And when it came time near the end of the season, when we were getting ready for the district and the state, we kind of needed somebody to step up and take that leadership role and get into the team mentality. And he was a good role model in that. And because of that, our boys team was able to finish in the top 16 of the state this year. And so my Man of Valor goes to Tyler Humphreys.
Before I let you go, as I do it in my head, 14 years in leadership bowling here.
Right?
1 state championship.
Yes, sir.
1 national championship.
Yes, sir.
6 or 7 district championships.
The girls have 6 and the boys have 2.
So that's 8 by my clever arithmetic.
Yes.
That makes 8.
Yes.
8 district championships. You've had some success.
Yes.
I want you to know that your work has not gone without notice. I got a letter earlier this year, and the letter was cool because it told me that in my midst was the bowling coach of the year for the 2019-2020 school year.
Wow.
And his name is Mike Howell. So
Wow.
Congratulations, Coach.
Oh man, thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
show me the bling right here, just as a recognition of that and in honor of that. Here is a National Federation High School. I can't remember what that NHS stands for. And to be honest with you, my speech impediment makes it hard for me to say.
Yes.
So I'm just going to give you the watch and say congratulations and thank you so much for your service.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
It has been a joy. I mean, God has been good. Not just to me, but God's been good to each one of the young men and women, because I consider them to be young men and women. They're not kids. Yes, they are kids because they're under 18, but they're young men and women. And to watch them grow and mature and turn into some very productive adults in our society is a testament to the families of certain players and leaders who have held up that thing. And I look for that to continue.
Congratulations again, Coach Howell, on not only a great season, but a great career here at Circle Christian School. We're going to be introducing you to the final Centurion of the Year nominee of the evening, and it's track and cross country athlete Brooke Mcewan.
Sorry to interrupt the show, everybody, but it's time to write some thank you notes. Thank you to my amazing teachers for giving me such an amazing education and even teaching me some really good idioms, including nurses call the shots. Thank you to my amazing coaches who have dedicated countless hours of hard work and effort to get me to where I am today. Your love and support have brought me so far. I would like to thank my team. You have been the best family one could ask for. Your love and support have brought me so much joy and happiness through the years. I can't wait to see what you guys will do. Go kill it at state. I'll miss you all.
Start with your coach's choice on the boys' side. Who was that?
So, Brady and I, we talked through all of these, and one of the things that on the boys' side that we just really felt we wanted to give an award to was Neal. He's one of our 7th graders, and he's phenomenal. And he's probably the fastest 7th grader in the state of Florida, period, in the 5K. I'm talking about all classifications, it doesn't matter what size. In the nation, he's probably somewhere in the top 15 at least, maybe even the top 10 in the nation. He's always smiling, and yet inside he's just this fierce competitor. It's just this amazing, kind of ability to have this fierce competition, but yet incredibly joyous, very positive in the way that he thinks about his running. And so that's why we wanted to give him the Coaches Award, just for his efforts and the things that he's accomplished at such a young age. So total release is Sam Parker. Okay, so you got to understand, Brandy, what was Sam's personal record last year in the 5K? It was like 22 minutes or something like that.
And that was a big jump from the year before.
Huge.
Yeah.
So Sam says to me during the summer, he goes, "I'm going to break 20 minutes," and I'm thinking, "You're not going to break 20 minutes." That was in my mind. But of course, my coach's speak was,
Absolutely,
yeah.
you can do it.
Absolutely. But not only did he break 20 minutes, but he ran, I think it was 18:39 at state.
I do remember that.
This is what makes this so amazing to me. Was it not only just the huge leap that he did, but again, he filled in for Calvin.
Wow.
So it's hard, just even mentally, to be able to, at the night before state, for a coach to come up to you and say, "Hey, by the way, you're running for at the state championship tomorrow."
Wow.
And he stepped in the most amazing, incredible way. Excited, fired up. Even during his race, just fired up. He was talking, and if you're trying to run that fast at a 6-minute pace for a 5K at the state meet, and you're talking, is absolutely incredible.
Wow.
And that was almost, I believe, close to a minute PR that he ran at state.
Wow.
And Sam also has just been an incredible leader with the boys as far as the social aspect. Giving guys high fives, talking to them, encouraging them, and just building that team camaraderie and culture relationally. Yeah, he's done a great job. So Mighty in Spirit goes to Jack De Jesus.
Nice.
And Jack has been, particularly last year, has been very pivotal to the spiritual formation for our boys. And for Jack, Jack has taken the initiative. He's taken the leadership. He takes the leadership even in getting those boys together. Like, for instance, I think there's been a couple times even during the quarantine where he's gotten the boys together for a devotional through Zoom. Had nothing to do with me, had nothing to do with Coach Parker. It was everything that he initiated as well. He also is with some of the other girls, with Anna Grace and Emily, put together the devotionals too. And he leads that as well. And again, one of the things that just really impresses me, he's a freshman. So even as a young man, to see the leadership in the way that he has taken the initiative to take on that role, to make sure that our boys' hearts are connected to the Lord, that even though we try to chase championships, that number one, we're chasing after the Lord, and he's just done a phenomenal job in doing that. As a coach, you just sit there and you go, that's amazing. So the Man of Valor, we both chose Calvin, just because of his attitude and his heart behind, beginning the season with a cast, ending the season with being hurt, being a team supporter and champion of the team, even though, he had to step down. And I believe that, just watching Calvin, that just a huge fan of the team. And also, he was just as equally as excited for Sam as we were for Sam to be able to run in that. And so we gave him the Man of Valor for that.
Beautiful. Tell me about your coach's choice on the girls' side.
All right, so we chose Mia Carlson. The reason why we chose Mia, Mia was dealing with some really tough medical issues during the year that was just sapping her energy. They kind of figured it out, and but it was going to be something that it would take a while for her to get over. That she was going to continue to be tired and deal with that. But her intensity just increased with that. She fought hard the whole season to run really hard, practice and work out really hard. Her races were just nothing but pure guts through the whole season. And the beauty of it was, even though like we all kind of deal with some spells of disappointment and stuff, that never won over her mind or her heart. She continued to fight really hard for running hard and running for the team during the whole season. All right, so total release, we decided to give it to Mulu Parker. And one of the things I would say, just as transitioning into this role, even from last year, from track into the cross-country season, and then even into the track, for me personally, I cannot speak enough of how much I appreciate Mulu Parker coming in and being such an amazing leader for us. One of the things I love about her is her attention to detail, her attention to dealing with even some of the things that were going on the girls' team, just emotionally, relationally, and some of the things that she was working through, and the way that she even brought the team around that and to work through some of those dynamics was just absolutely phenomenal. To My Name Spirit, we gave it to Emily Grandstaff. And Emily, in many ways, is the Jack DeJesus of the girls' side. In the way that she has taken just initiative herself to desire for the girls' team to really seek after the Lord and make sure that our love for Christ and love for each other, stays white hot and stays in the forefront of the team. Our Lady of Valor is Anna Grace Fagot. And the reason why we chose Anna Grace this year at the state meet, she was our number 2 runner. And Anna Grace has always run, again, she's a beautiful dichotomy of smiles, laughing, and just really easygoing. And yet at the same time, when she puts her toes on the line, just turns into this just incredible fierceness.
She is fierce.
she is fierce. And to see how she's just kind of progressed this year has been phenomenal. And the way that she's helped just tremendously to help this team get back on the podium at state. She definitely is a Lady of Valor.
Well, there you have it. All the team awards have been given out. It's time for the Final Four. And so we'll begin with the winner of the Female Athlete of the Year. That award goes to Congratulations, Seeking. That's a year and job well done. The winner of the Male Athlete of the Year goes to Congratulations, Cannon. And this is just for you, man. Roll Tide. That takes care of the Athlete of the Year category. And now for the Centurion of the Year. We're excited about this, and the choices were hard to make because it involves so many elements of who you are as part of the Circle community. But we had to choose. And so we'll begin with the female category. The winner of the Female Centurion of the Year award is Can Gracie come out and play?
Yeah. What?
Just wanted to make a presentation.
The 2020 Centurion
Oh
of the
gosh.
Year is state runner-up Gracie Blingham. Good job.
you.
Congratulations.
I had no idea. I was like, who is coming?
You got company. Get mom and dad too. They did all the work.
Yeah, we were holding her down.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I really had no idea.
No, we were just, we said we were going somewhere, but we had to first.
Congratulations, Grace. Well done. And finally, The male Centurion of the Year for 2020 is...
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Very, very often to be able to, win this award. So, thank you guys.
That is the final award that we're going to be giving out. So that concludes the awards presentation.
We got another one done. This is awesome. I'm hoping that next year won't be quite as much work. We're all in the same room, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to working with you again, Tim. This is going to be a good time.
Well, we'll be working together, but remember last year...
I'm an older guy. I don't remember as much as one would think. So as I recall, we're working on this together next year, right?
No.
One more time?
Nope.
Okay.